And we back, y'all. This is the last video you're gonna see me looking like Sideshow Bob, baby. The hair appointment is in a few hours, and I'm gonna be tuned in. I'm gonna be dialed up. I'm gonna be looking fresh. But until then, we going back with the White Sox hat. You know what I'm saying? Today, I decided that I wanted to ball in the budget. I saw this graphic where you have $15 to build the best defensive team of all time. I like being frugal. I like defense. It's the match made in heaven. Before we get into the video, there's a few things you got to be tuned in on. Check the description because there's some important links down there. Hey, it's a link to my second channel where we talk about basketball. I've been uploading literally every single day over there. So subscribe to that channel. My third channel where it's like IRL stuff. And there's a link in the description to a flick chat. I want all of y'all to join so we can live react to games and things like that. Please join up. But before I introduce you to the graphic we're building our team with, I think it's important for us to try to figure out who the best team of all time is so we can try to build a better team. That, you know, we got to compare statistics because it don't matter what team I build if it doesn't beat whatever the world considers to be the best defensive team of all time. We got to go incognito because I don't want the world knowing what's going on in this computer. Okay, trending topics. Forget all of that. We're getting away from that stuff. Best defensive playbook in Madden 21, badges in 2K21, players in the NFL, defensive ends in the NFL. No. Defensive NBA teams of all time. Yes. Bleach Report, ranking the NBA's top 20 defenses of all time. That seems like a good article, but it's old. 2014, I need something that's 2020 related, because who knows, in these 6 years, we could have saw somebody be amazing at defense. So, Bill Russell. Hey, I'm not spoiling nothing, but he might be a player that we have to draft for a defensive challenge. No, this is a bad one. This is just ranking the best teams. That's actually very interesting. I'm curious, who's number one? That's all I care about. Is it a Bulls team? The best team of all time? It's probably going to be that Warriors team. Yeah, it's going to be the Warriors team. Oh, that's lame. Okay, defensive teams. Greatest defensive teams in NBA history from December 16th. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. This is exactly what we need. Stadium talk. What is the... Too many ads, bro. How do we determine this? Is this about No, the rankings take into account traditional stats, advanced stats, individual players, and defensive schemes. This is the perfect place to be. Okay, so it gives us 30. Okay, note to self. There can be some wild stuff on this website, so don't just free scroll. But they give you 30 teams here. We're not going through all 30 teams. Let's say we get to top 5 and see what they say. Okay, we are at the top 5 defensive teams of all time according to Stadium Talk. Is it credible? It said stats. As long as stats are in it, then it is credible. Okay. So we start off with the 2007-2008 Boston Celtics, who went on to win the championship against Kobe and the Lakers. They only allow 90 points per game. Okay, this is different though. Right? So I'm going to be comparing whatever team we build. I'm going to be comparing it to these stats. But these stats are in a different era, bro. Like, allowing 90 points per game nowadays would be ridiculously impossible compared to back then. So I have to put into perspective a lot of these things. So they gave up 90 points. They got like 5 blocks a game, 9 steals, defensive rebounds 30, 32, and they won in the finals. 2003, 2004 Spurs. Why am I not showing the top? Because the advertisements on this website are ridiculous. I want to stay monetized. I want to keep my channel. That's kind of how crazy it is. But this team lost in the semifinals to the Lakers. They allowed 84 points a game. There's no NBA team in 2020 that is only allowing 84 NBA points. I don't care if you have 5 of the greatest defenders of all time. It does not. You're not stopping a team that much. Number 3, 1963-64 Boston Celtics. Now you can see they're considering this the 3rd best defensive team in all time, but they even gave up 105 points. This is also a different era where there's a reason why Will Chamberlain averaged 50 points per game. The pace was ridiculous back then. You can't see how many block steals, the defensive rebounds they were getting in the game because nobody was tracking anything like that. And now in 2020, we literally track everything in the basketball. We track how far players run per game. It's crazy. Number 2. A Chicago Bulls team. You'll love to see it. I mean, you can't win 72 NBA games and not be an elite defensive team. So, gave up 93 points per game, 4 blocks, 9 steals. Not a lot of rebounding because the pace was so slow. It was so slow that a lot of shots weren't going up. Okay, but the best defensive team of all time is, okay, y'all, it's the 2003-2004 Detroit Pistons. This site sucks. So you can see this makes a lot of sense. I mean, there's a team that won the championship based on their defense and a lot of good play from good players. But the defense was where they hung their hat, man. We don't see teams like this at all anymore. During one stretch late in the season, this is new information to me, by the way, the Pistons were 5 straight games without allowing their opponents to score 70. They didn't allow 70 points for 5 straight games. Oh, that is... yes, best defensive team of all time. So now that we know who we're going up against, let's see our options with our $15. Let me introduce you to the graphic. So this one is from Hoops Hype. Shout out to them. When you see stuff that says build whatever for $15, whatever it may be, please send that to me. I absolutely love rebuilding on the budget. Remember that. So let me introduce you to our options. For the max money, the 5, this is basically what they're telling us, is these are the 5 best defenders of all time. Point guard, Gary Payton. Shooter guard, Michael Jordan. Small forward, sure, Dennis Rodman. Power forward, Kevin Garnett. And then center, Bill Russell. At $4, we have Dennis Johnson. Makes sense. He was a great defender. I don't know why I was so surprised to see him. Like, I've been looking at this graphic for like an hour trying to put together my team, and then I was surprised to see him right now. I don't know what's going on in my brain. At the shooting guard, we have Sidney Moncrief. Now, a couple players that are way before my time, but I know that Sidney Moncrief was one of the few guards in NBA history to win Defensive Player of the Year, and he's the only guard to win 2 of them, so you know he got clamps. At the small forward, we got Scottie Pippen, we got Tim Duncan, then we have Will Chamberlain. At the $3 option, we have Jason Kidd, Joe Dumars, Kawhi, Bobby Jones, and Hakeem Olajuwon, which seems pretty cheap for a guy of his blocking ability. You know what I'm saying? $2, we got Walt Frazier, Kobe Bean Bryant, may he rest in peace. Bruce Bowen, one of the dirtiest players, but also had the clamps. Draymond Green and Dikembe Mutombo, whose finger wag was sending people to mental hospitals. I don't know. And at the $1 option, we have Casey Jones, may he rest in peace, just passed away a few days ago, basically. Sean Elliott, LeBron James, Dame DeBusschere, and Ben Wallace. Okay, we finally get to the point where I am using my $15. Now, of course, these are all my personal picks. In the description or in the comment section, let me know how you would spend your $15, all right? My point guard options. Obviously, you cannot go wrong. But there's one player that I hold attachment to more than any other player on this list. And that is the one and only Gary Payton. 9-time All-Star, steals leader in 1996, 2006 NBA champion, 9-time All-Defense, and the last guard to win Defensive Player of the Year. I'm telling y'all that I got an attachment to him because I interviewed him and he was such a cool dude. I know he got a bad rep because he was a trash talk and everything, but the man himself is just so dope. And like I mentioned, he was the glove. And for $5, I'm getting probably the best defensive point guard in the history of basketball. It's an expensive price, but he will be worth it. At the shooting guard position, this one was a lot tougher than you would think. We have so many greats here, but the one we decided to go with, 18-time All-Star, 12-time All-Defensive Player, and a 5-time NBA champ. You know exactly who I'm talking about. We are bringing Kobe Bryant to the team for just $2. That is the cheapest we've ever seen Kobe on any of these build your favorite team things. And you heard the numbers. 12-time All-Defensive Player. Prime Kobe was locking up your best player and also giving him 40. At the small forward position, well, we had a 2 Chicago Bulls greats, right? So I must be going with them. I mean, look, this is how it goes. Either you're going with a Bulls player, or you're going with a Spurs player, or you're going with LeBron. Y'all, I'm going with LeBron. 6-time All-Defensive Player. It's his only defensive accolades, but honestly, let's be real. He should have probably won 1 Defensive Player of the Year. At least that's how he tell it. Marcus Saul got his trophy at the crib. Yeah, like in his prime, LeBron James was a clamper, and that's exactly what we need. Remember that we are only trying to defend a defensive team or make a defensive team, and having a guy like him for $1 is actually criminally low, and I feel like I'd be crazy if I allowed that to walk. So we're getting prime LeBron James, the one that was the clamper. At the power forward position, so many greats. We spent 5 on GP. We went budget for Kobe and Bron. I think that we go budget one more time and get Draymond Green, 5-time All-Defensive Player and former Defensive Player of the Year. Laugh all you want about the way Draymond Green plays in 2020. Prime Draymond defensively was everywhere. Guarding, literally, there's not many players I can say this about. Guarding all 5 positions. Draymond Green was exactly that. For $2, I'll take it. I was going... For a second, I was thinking that maybe we go KG for $5, but I decided for $5 we get the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, Bill Russell. Now, his accolade list don't seem long because they didn't even have an all-defensive team back when he was playing. But if you've ever done a rebuild with legend players, you will know that Bill Russell wins Defensive Player of the Year every single year, basically until he retires. He is a defensive god in 2K. And at the end of the day, we're going to 2K for this video. So my roster is Gary Payton, Kobe, LeBron, Draymond, and Bill Russell. There are so many different combinations that you can have. Like, I really wanted to put together a team where KG was my guy. I was close to getting KG and Bill Russell and going super budget for the rest. And I think you could get away with that. If you went like Walt Frazier, Kobe, LeBron, big ticket, and Bill Russell, like there's no wrong answers, but my goal to make the best defensive team of all time, I think that was the best recipe I could go with. So I'm going to switch this over to 2K and see if we achieve our best defensive team of all time. All right, y'all, we ended up on the Celtics. Every time I do a video like this, I take the 5 players that we drafted or we spent our $15 on, put it on the wheel, and Bill Russell team won, so it is Bill Russell's team. Don't come at me. But here's the team, man. LeBron, Bill, Kobe, GP, and Draymond at a 89. Kind of don't fit the other ones. But if we take a look at the defensive badges, it says that LeBron is an 18-year pro, but he's also 26 years old. So, but you see the defensive badges for Bron are ridiculous. You see the defensive badges for Bill Russell, ridiculous. Same thing with Kobe, same thing with GP, and then Draymond, of course. So that's what we're here for. Nothing more than to just watch these guys defend, right? So there it is, 48 minutes for all of our guys, and then we have Andre on the team too. You know, Andre's always here to get him a championship. It's weird to see these players in these jerseys. Actually feels dirty to see. Oh, it feels dirty to see Kobe and LeBron in a Celtics jersey. It's a video, man. It's just for the video. First game of the season against the 76ers, a good team, man. We're starting off against a good team, and we give up 100 points. We give up a lot of blocks, not a lot of steals. We give up 100. Ben Simmons dominates us. Who's guarding him? Come on, Glove. Bill Russell, what's up? We allowed 25 points to a center. Okay, so we beat the next team. That's the better defensive out. Yeah, 90. We better have a game this season where we only allow 80 points. That would be equivalent to that one team that was giving up 70 points a night. If we can have one of these games, we lost to the Knicks. So the Knicks just for real, huh? Oh, we had 2 players foul out. I mean, obviously, if Andre is getting minutes and he's actually shooting the ball for some reason, yeah, we're gonna lose. But I guess the Knicks are just the real deal, huh? Real life and in 2K. We're gonna have one of them games. 93. Come on, bro. Where is it at? I'm waiting for 88. Okay, 88. That's 88 again. We should not be losing a 77. There it is. A 50-point win. The best defensive performance as a team right here. Ended up having a total of 16. My dyslexia is kicking my butt right now. 16 blocks, 9 steals in this game. Beautiful. And only allow Bradley Beal to drop 15 when he be dropping 60s, if you didn't know. Filling y'all in, we just caught an L right before the All-Star break, which is not a good sign. But there are a few times throughout this season where we absolutely dominated the other team. 151-72 is the defensive performances that we were looking for. 5 steals for my point guard, my shooting guard, and my small forward. My center got 6 blocks. Draymond is just existing, but with him just existing, 15, 10, and 17? Come on, quit playing, bro. Quit playing. So that's one game, 72 points. Is that the season low? Because there are a few 80s. There's the 82 back-to-back 86s, 78-point game. Not 78 points given up. Not like we won by 78. In a game where Bill Russell had 39 rebounds, ladies and gentlemen. 39. He is averaging on the season 21, 23, 4 assists, and 3.5 blocks and a steal and a half. Yeah, just typical Bill Russell numbers. Just typical Bill Russell numbers. Wow. What is his season high in rebounds? Is this it? Because, I mean, they missed a lot of shots. Season high in rebounds. Yep, this is it right here. Not a career high, but season. Oh, yep, career high too. Okay. Is that it? 70s. 78 again. Here's a 77 against the Miami Heat. Just dominated these boys. But I think that's 73. Oh my God. Steph Curry just tried to do everything on his own. This version of Draymond ain't nothing compared to the version of Draymond we got. And we gave up 73 points in regulation while we put up 147. That is ridiculous. But I think, yeah, that's the lowest it got. But when you take a look at our overall stats for the season, we have Kobe averaging 35, 10, 6, a steal and a half, and a block. LeBron, 35, 10, and 12, 2.5 steals, and about 2 blocks. GP is averaging about 3 steals. Oh, my God. And we already went over Bill Russell. The Draymond is averaging 2 and 2. Who's winning Defensive Player of the Year for us this season? I bet once we go to Defensive Player of the Year, at least 3 of our candidates are going to be out of the 5. We already did it for Most Improved or for MVP. 6-man, we ain't got that. Defensive Player of the Year, we only got 2, and it's LeBron and Bill Russell at the tippity top. Now, what about team defense in comparison to the other teams around the league, right? We are allowing a league best 98 points per game. 98 points. Where's the opposing stuff? How much are we destroying? Okay, bench points per game, 0. That's fine. That's okay. Opponent field goal percentage, the worst. Opponent's 3-pointers made. Ooh, the Raptors 3-point defense a little bit better as far as allowing the least, but we have the best percentage in that. You know what I'm saying? But advanced numbers say our defensive rating is 95. 95, when I would say league average is going to say, if we're looking at median and mean, it's like 114-ish, 113-ish. We are at 95. Rating differential, 30. We dominated. Coming towards the end of the season, who will win that defensive? Okay, LeBron wins MVP. I mean, if you're going to average a 35-point triple-double while also getting 2.5 steals and about 2 blocks, you deserve MVP. James Wiseman, here it is. Bill Russell. We knew it. We just knew it. Just realized that because his number 6 is retired, they gave him the number 55. So don't be mad at me because he literally can't get the number 6. 2K won't even allow him to. So obviously Brad Stevens wins Coach of the Year. We win Executive of the Year. Yada yada. We have 3 players in the All-NBA first team. That is Kobe, Bron, and Bill. Well, Gary Payton did not make second team. Draymond made second team. Gary Payton better be on third team. I was about to say, he let us down if he ain't on third team. But there it is. A whole starting five makes an All-NBA team. 3 players make the All-Defensive Team. So you telling me, Kobe, that Paul George out-defended you this season? Draymond, Jonathan Isaac out-defended you? Kobe got the second team. Draymond didn't make it at all. Oh, Draymond, that's disappointing, my guy. That's disappointing. Okay, let's wrap this season up with looking at the stats one last time. If you want to see overall player stats, you can pause it right here. But I'm more concerned about our team stats when it comes to the defensive stuff. Defensive rating ended at a 96.3. Offensive rating, best in the league too. But defensive rating was ridiculously great. We just did our thing, man. Blocks per 100 possessions, amazing. Steals, same thing. Rebounds too. I mean, you got Bill Russell on your team. You're going to get a lot of rebounds. And we shared the ball like no other. Beating the Lakers by 16 assists per 100 possession. 3-point percentage, 3-pointers, not our thing. We didn't build a 3-point shooting team. We didn't. We didn't. We built the team around defense, and we're going to play a lot of defense. Watch this. 85 points in the playoff game. We about to ramp up the defense. Okay, 111. That's not acceptable, even though we won. 81 points. Kobe scored that amount of points in a game by himself, y'all, and we allowed that in the game 3. All right. Second round, we're going against the Orlando Magic, who by himself ain't that great of a defensive team on paper. Offensive team on paper. So you pair that with our great defense, 84 points. not Simcast, 78 points. And then we get to the conference finals. Let me just show y'all these playoff stats real quick, because the playoff stats are looking ridiculous too. We ain't lost a game. Our defensive rating in the playoffs is an 87. Come on, man. My boys are hooping. All right, this is a better offensive team. Best offensive team we've seen so far. Don't matter. I mean, we're giving up 100 points a game. That is unacceptable for a team like this. Yeah, we swept them, but in every single one of these games, we gave up 100+ points. You know what I'm saying? 103, 101, 100. Nah, that's unacceptable. Good old-fashioned Lakers versus Boston Celtics rivalry where LeBron is guarding LeBron. He just is. A minor thing that I care about that I'm sure 90% of the people don't out there, this is Miami Heat LeBron James, right? He's 27 years old, but his face scan is of 35-year-old LeBron. Unacceptable. This is a younger Kobe at 26. His face scan looks like towards the end of his career Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the timetable should match up, but that's all I'm really saying. All right, game 1 against the Lakers, we give up 100 points. Game 2, 100 points. Oh, my God. There's an 86. Okay, in the elimination game, 100. Oh, they almost won. LeBron did everything he could. Did we build the best defensive team of all time? You let me know in the comment section. Also, let me know your starting 5. If you enjoyed the video, as always, be sure to leave it a like, man. Check out the other channels. It'll be right here beneath me. Click those videos. Go watch them, man. I can guarantee you that they are bangers. 100% guarantee. Money back guarantee, actually. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.